Guys, welcome to Higher Chemistry. So this video is just a wee kind of quick intro to what the higher course consists of and what we're going to be doing over the next couple of weeks. So just a wee quick note on that before we do anything else. So it's not actually guaranteed that I'm going to be your teacher for higher or that this is going to be the class set that you're in. So it's all going to be based on your exam results that you'll find out in August and things like that as well. So this is just like a kind of wee taster of the higher course for you. So in this video I'll kind of let you know what we're doing over the next couple of weeks and what is actually in the higher course as well. Okay, so let's have a look. So the units are actually the same, well they're very similar to what you did at National 5. Obviously we're building quite a lot on the knowledge that you've got from National 5, so please make sure that you know the kind of basic stuff from National 5, otherwise you might actually struggle with quite a lot of this. So Unit 1 is still chemical changes in structure, which is what we're going to be starting with. Normally we would start with rates of reaction, which is in Unit 3, but because obviously we can't do experiments and stuff like that, we'll be starting with trends in the periodic table. So there's quite a lot to it. It's quite in more depth than National 5, so it might take you a wee while to get adjusted to that, but don't worry too much about it because we are going to be teaching it slightly slower over the next couple of weeks than what we otherwise normally would have. So you've also got kind of bonding and all that sort of stuff in Unit 1 and a wee bit of oxidising and reducing agents, so that is kind of on the back of the redox stuff that you did at National 5. Okay, so a lot of this stuff will be familiar to you, it's just kind of taking it that one step up. So we've got nature's chemistry as well, which is all your alkanes, alkenes that you've done previously. So all the rules surrounding that still apply to what we're going to be talking about. So we'll do a wee bit more on alcohols, carboxylic acids, esters, fats and oils, soaps, detergents, proteins, loads of different stuff in there. So that's kind of the longest unit that we've got, takes the most amount of time. Unit 3, chemistry and society, so that is all your kind of calculation type stuff, which we'll maybe actually try and do throughout the year so that it's not all together, so all the calculations aren't just kind of chucked on at the end. Okay, so we'll see how we got on with that. We don't need to worry too much about it just now. We've also got Unit 4, which is a very short unit, which is again based on stuff that you will already know, so things like chemical apparatus, chemical techniques, which you've done some of previously. So this is kind of based around the assignment that you're going to be doing, but again we'll talk more about that at a later date. So compared to National 5, in a normal classroom setting you would get 6 periods a week of higher. Obviously just now for the block learning before the holidays and things like that, it's only 4 periods a week. So normally with more periods it means that there's more notes, there's more content, there's a lot more writing involved in this, right, compared to what you would have done at National 5. It means more listening, it means more absorbing of information. So in kind of one lesson, for those of you that I taught last year, we would maybe actually do double or triple the amount of content in one period compared to what you would do at National 5. Okay, so you just really need to be on the ball with the higher stuff. More past papers as well, so obviously considering the circumstances we're in just now, we don't actually have a past paper for this year, so who knows what will happen next year for the exam. But obviously the quicker you start past papers from previous years the better, really, because the more practice you get the better. More tests as well, so you'll probably kind of think, right, that this is going to be quite a lot here. It's actually going to be beneficial, it's not going to be too stressful hopefully, because what we kind of tend to do higher is do a test after every small topic, which will consist of past papers, so that kind of ties in with doing more past papers as well, which is quite good. So don't think of it as tests, it's basically just practice to see how you're getting on in that particular key area. We still do the UASPs, so that's your SQA tests. You used to have to be able to do these before you were required to sit the exam, but you don't need to do them anymore, but it is good for practice. They are relatively straightforward, they're kind of C-level questions, and again for those of you that have done the National 5 UASPs will kind of know what's expected there as well. So after every unit, after unit 1, 2 and 3, we'll have an A/B test, the same way you would have done at National 5, so that's just consisting of the kind of more difficult past paper questions. Obviously your prelim as well, and assignment, but we'll talk more about the assignment later on. The assignment's basically just exactly the same as the National 5 one, except you're talking about higher level content. So, practical as well. So obviously in this sort of setting, we're probably not going to be able to get a massive amount of practical done before the summer holidays, because I'm guessing that we're not really going to be in school before the summer. But whenever we're kind of back to normality, there is quite a lot of practical involved in the higher course, which is pretty good for those of you that like doing experiments and things like that. And again, obviously your assignment will tie into that quite nicely. So that's enough of that for just now. So basically we're just going to talk about what you should be doing over the next few weeks, just to give yourself a bit of a head start in the higher course, just to sort you out before we go back to normality, before we get into our proper classes and stuff like that. So over the next few weeks during the block learning timetable, like I mentioned, we don't normally start with trends in the periodic table, but that is what we're going for just now, because it's quite note heavy. It's not the most difficult topic. There's no experiments in it, so it should be easy enough for you to listen to me talk a wee bit about it and then do some notes on it and then try some questions on it as well, okay? So like this video, what I'll do is post a mixture of like recorded video lessons. So I've kind of tried this with the third years that I've got currently, and it's actually worked out quite well. So it's basically just a quick wee short video. If you just watch that, and then I'll set you tasks based on that as well. It's just so that if you do miss a class whenever you're meant to be timetabled for chemistry, that you can go back and you can click on the link and you can watch exactly what everybody else has been doing in your own time. So it's just in case any of you are actually missing. The reason for it as well is because I've got 2 higher classes, and it's just so that we can make sure everybody's doing the same thing as well. So recorded video lessons and kind of set work. We'll look at submitting work via class notebook. Some of you might have done that already in different subjects, but I've still to get my head around how that actually works, so I'll kind of let you know about that whenever that's up and running. And sometimes it might be a Microsoft form, so like a wee quiz, and again they are quite good because they self-mark as well, so you'll get your marks back instantly, which is pretty good, and it'll kind of give you an idea as to how well you're doing. So what I was also thinking as well is doing a live call on Microsoft Teams for those of you that can actually make it. So try and kind of make your lessons on time. We'll see how we go on with that. I'm not entirely sure how that would work or what we would do, but it's maybe just going to be a case of a wee quick half-hour live call, maybe going through questions that you weren't sure about or something like that, if you've got any questions, just so that I'm there to answer it, okay? And as I said, if you can't make the lesson when you're timetabled, if you're ill or something like that, then just make sure that you catch up with the stuff that's been set before the next lesson, if possible, okay? So it's just to make sure that you're kind of keeping on track. And again, the good thing about the videos is that they'll all be sitting there just for you to watch in your own time, okay? If you need help, obviously whenever you are timetabled, I'll be there, right? I'll be on Teams. If you've got any questions, or if you're kind of watching the video and you need me to explain something in a different way, then please just let me know and I'll get back to you straight away. So it's my job to be there whenever you're timetabled. But having said that, if you are doing work whenever you're not timetabled for chemistry, then just pop me a wee email. Okay, so most of these know my email address already. Obviously it's still my old name that's on it, so if you want to take a wee note of that, you can. So just email me whenever, doesn't matter what time it is, and I'll get back to you as soon as, okay? So it doesn't matter what it is. So that is it for the intro, okay? So it'll become clear, and if you're kind of panicking about this and what's going to be happening, or if you think it's going to be too difficult, don't worry too much about it just now. Just think of the next few weeks as a taster of higher, okay? So it's not set in stone. again, like after the summer and things like that, when we're back to normal, we'll go back over all of this stuff as well. So don't worry if you feel that you're not going to be able to keep up. Okay, so the first video will be made shortly, which is the first part of trends in the periodic table, and then we'll see where we go from there. Okay.